Today we're talking about due diligence. What to do, 5 things you must watch for before you even look at a property, before you even leave your chair. But before I do that, I want to start with a story, okay? So, long story short, a short story long, I am very cheap when it comes to buying and shopping and doing anything. So, I was just in Zimbabwe and I decided I was gonna go see a friend. I went to visit my friend, and my friend's sister was selling lipsticks. So, Black Opal, Jenny, whatever, Kardashian, Jen Kardashian, and all that stuff. I was like, who? And my daughter says, Mom, look, it's the Kardashian sisters' lipstick. I'm like, I don't think the Kardashian lipstick will be sold at a house. Probably it's not real. It's fake. My daughter's like, yeah, it doesn't matter as long as it works. So obviously, being the cheap me, the lipsticks were $1. So I was like, okay, fine. I'm getting $1 lipstick from the Kardashians and Black Opal. I didn't even know what Black Opal was, but apparently it's the real thing for black people. Anyways, I buy this lipstick and I forgot about it. I just put it away and I forgot about it. I didn't even think of using it. Then yesterday my daughter was dressed up and she put on lipstick and it looked pretty. I was like, oh, good. I'm gonna put on my lipstick. And she told me, oh, it's the Kardashians lipstick, Mom. I was like, okay, fine. I'm gonna put on my lipstick. So I put on that lipstick and basically felt like I was putting paint on. I could literally smell paint in my mouth. So long story short, do your due diligence before you do anything. So seriously, even if you're trying to be cheap, sometimes it's not worth it. You end up buying paint for your lipstick. So I am stuck with this paint, which I've basically been trying to scrub off my lips. It looks pretty, doesn't it? But it's paint. It's not lipstick. So I have to go get something to try to scrub it off my lips so that it comes out. So that's basically where I'm going with due diligence. It's the same thing with the house. Sometimes you just go and buy something just because it's cheap and you end up stuck with it and it's end up being more expensive than what it was supposed to be. God forbid I get cancer from this, but it's only a one-time thing. But can you imagine people keep using and using and using this product, the chances of cancer? But anyways, I digress. So let's go back to our topic today, due diligence. So what should you do? 5 things you should do before you even go and buy a property. The first thing first is stop being cheap like me. Don't go buy $1 lipstick. Go and find a professional who's going to help you, show you the right place and the right area and kind of tell you a little bit. So have a relationship with a realtor. Start creating a relationship with a realtor and find out about the neighborhoods, which neighborhoods you have in mind, and ask the realtor what he thinks about those neighborhoods. At least if you do have that, it kind of gives you confidence to say this is the right area, and the realtor says, oh no, you don't have to carry a gun to go collect your rent here. So you start having that confidence to say this is the right area, this is the right place, I want to buy it. So the first thing is have a relationship with a realtor who's going to tell you that. The second thing is invest in your education. So go to the local municipality in that area. I'll just give you an example. Let's just say I want to invest in San Francisco. So I'll go to the San Francisco Local Housing Authority or the City Council of San Francisco and try to find out what exactly is happening in that area. So what are your project plans? Talk to them. City project manager, they usually have those and they're usually handy in giving out information. Talk to them and find out what exactly should I be looking for right now. What developments do you have planned? Because you don't want to buy a house today and find out that next to your house they're building a big highway which is going to be busy. Can you imagine right after buying a house and then you find out there's a highway which is going to come next to your house, the noise and all that stuff? So think of that. Think of, is it a right area for me to buy based on what the city tells you? So that's number 2. First, talk to a realtor. Secondly, go to the city planner and find out what are the plans for this area? What's going to be going up in the near future? Where is this going to be located? For example, you know me, I'm a big fan of buying near universities. For example, if I go to a city planner and they say, oh yeah, 20 years down the line or 10 years down the line, we're going to be building a university right there. It's already approved, or the picture is already approved. Everything is going to go. guess what? The next thing I'm going to do is to try to find something located to that university, try to find land if they don't have a house, or try to buy a house in that area. So try to look at what's going on. If there's going to be a highway or an intersection, which could be convenient for the people who are going to be renting from you, then start looking at buying at those areas. So that's the second thing I look at. What exactly is happening? What are the projects planned for my area? The third thing I look at is I just drive around the neighborhood. You have to know your neighborhood. Drive around the neighborhood. You can get a feel. You can get a lot of things just by driving around the neighborhood. It's so funny how sometimes we just buy something without, yet when we go to a store, okay, I'll give you an example. When you go to shopping to a store, you always try the dress on. You don't just buy a dress and say, oh, I'm just going to buy it and just bring it back. And this is something worth $20, $30, or $100. Then why do people go and try to buy something worth 100,000 without trying it on? Obviously, you can't try to live in your house before you buy it. So you start by trying to go to the neighborhood, drive around the neighborhood, talk to the people around the neighborhood, even talk to the neighbors. Hi, so we're looking at this house. So what is this area like? Recently, there's an article which came out last night, actually, in our newspaper, local newspaper, of somebody who put on a sign, house for sale because my neighbor is an a-hole. Can you imagine that? So if you do your due diligence, you will know that, because every person who was interviewed around this neighborhood spoke about that particular neighbor. So do your due diligence and find out, what are the neighbors like? Are they neighbors who I want to be neighbors with? Or are they neighbors fit for my tenants? Or are they the worst neighbors who are just going to make life horrible for my tenants? So those are some of the things you can do. So drive around the neighborhood, drive around the schools, see if the schools are good schools. I like to buy near good schools so that your tenants can have a good place to stay and also rent out, or even for yourself. I always say, buy something which you'll be comfortable moving into. Buy something which you'll be comfortable moving into. Okay? So that is number 3. Number 4, this is before we get into the house. We're going to talk about getting into the house, and I'm going to share you a story of the biggest mistake I made tomorrow. But just for today, before you get into the house, now you know your neighborhood, you know what the city said is planning to build, you know that the realtor said, then do your comparables. If the realtor can do that for you. So what are comparables? Comparables are basically showing, it's a list of paper which you usually get from your realtor, which shows you how much the house sold for, the neighboring houses sold for, and how much they are worth. So they will show you, say, 10 houses. And the 10 houses, they'll show you in the last year, this house sold for 10,000. This one sold for 12. This one sold for 15. It had 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom. So they give you something which is similar in your neighborhood. And so if you're looking at a 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom house, the realtor will give you a 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom house comparable, just to show you if you're buying within value or not value. Always ask for comparables, even if you're not buying, just to have an idea of what the property is worth around that area. I love looking at comparables. So just ask for comparables and just see. And some realtors, actually, they can continue to forward you comparables. So for example, I was planning on selling a property recently in Edmonton, and the realtor has been emailing me every week comparables telling me what that property is worth and what is selling around that area. So he will send me an email, say, guess what, there is something which just sold in that complex, so it sold for 300,000 and your property is worth maybe 285 or something like that. So do the comparables and just see. Okay. And so, yeah. And number 5, follow your head, not your heart. That's a big one. I know it's so easy to just go with what your heart is telling you. It's so easy to just go with, oh, I love it. I'm so in love with this house. It's so beautiful. I did the same mistake. Believe it or not, I just got rid of the house in November. I did the same mistake. I bought a house which I lived in, and I fell in love with it because of how it looked and because of the view. But it was just a wrong house for me. Don't follow your heart. Follow your head. Use your brain. Use your common sense. Because when you follow your heart, you're going to fall in love with the wrong house. So those are the 5 tips just to frame up. Do your research around the neighborhood. Drive around and check. Use a professional, a real estate professional who's going to help you. Visit your city council to find out what's coming up in that area or near your house so that you know if you're buying the right house. Use your heart. Use your head, not your heart. Use your head, not your heart. Okay? Use your head, not your heart. Use the comparables as well. Make sure that the comparables, start looking at comparables way in advance just to compare. Okay? Don't forget to talk to neighbors. TTN, talk to neighbors before you buy a house. So thank you so much for watching today's live. Don't forget to share with your friends because I know this sounds like it's small tips, but there's so many nuggets in this. So thank you very much. You have a great day.